Hey everyone, welcome back. I am Dipayan Ghosh, and today we are talking about something that is happening in the middle of the June 2026 that most people are completely missing because everyone is focused on Jupiter in Cancer, which is absolutely important, absolutely important, but there is another combination happening simultaneously that is specifically for people who want to sharpen their minds, grow their careers, and dominate in anything that requires intelligence and communication. It is called Budh Aditya Yoga, and in June 2026, it comes with an extra boost that makes it even more powerful. So, if you are a student preparing for exams, a business person who needs to negotiate or close deals, a content creator, a professional who needs to communicate with authority, this video is specifically for you. Right now, let's get into it. All right, now let me start with the basics. Yeah. So, what is Budh Aditya Yoga? Budh Aditya Yoga forms when the Sun and Mercury comes together in a same sign. Sun is called Aditya, Mercury is called Buddha, and together it forms Budh Aditya. Now, when they meet, their energies combine together and create a very specific quality of mind. The Sun represents authority, soul purpose, leadership energy, and the ability to shine in public. Mercury represents analytical intelligence, communication, commerce, and the ability to think fast and think clearly. Now, when these two comes together, you get someone who thinks with an authority, who speaks with clarity, who combines with brightness of the sun with sharpness of Mercury. This is a very desirable combination. But here is what makes June 2026 especially interesting. Mercury enters Gemini on May 29. Now, Gemini is a Mercury's moon sign. A planet in its own sign is completely comfortable, completely powerful, completely in its own element. When Mercury is in Gemini, it is like a master chef on its own kitchen. And then the Sun enters Gemini on June 15 for Mithuna Sankranti. This officially launches the Budh Aditya Yoga. But here is the extra layer. Because Mercury is in its own sign of Gemini, it also forms what is called Bhadra Yoga. This is one of the five greatest Mahapurusha Yoga in Vedic astrology. These are five great person yogas, and Bhadra Yoga specifically activates when Mercury is in its own sign in the Kendra houses. This gives extraordinary analytical power, communication skill, and strategic intelligence. So, in mid June 2026, you have Budh Aditya Yoga and Bhadra Yoga active at the same time. Two powerful combinations working together, and Jupiter exalted in Cancer is in the background blessing everything with wisdom and grace. Now, normally when the Sun and Mercury comes together, there is a risk called combustion. When Mercury is too much close to the Sun's heat can overwhelm Mercury's independence and reduce its ability to think clearly, like a bright light shining so intensely that it blinds rather than illuminates. But in June 2026, the Sun and Mercury are in the separate Nakshatras, meaning they are in the same sign but not in the same exact zone with the sign. And this this separation means Mercury maintain its full structural integrity even while the Sun is right there. So instead of combustion, where the Sun burns Mercury out, what happens is more like amplification. The Sun is shining its lights on Mercury's intelligence and making it bigger and brighter and more authoritative without damaging it. The result is what I would describe as a solar powered processor of your mind. Your analytical ability is operating at full capacity and it has Sun's authority and confidence behind it. That is an extraordinary combination. Now, Let me give you the exact dates you need to know. The full power window of this Budh, Aditya and Bhadra Yoga combination runs from June 15 to June 22, 2026. June 15 is when the sun enters Gemini and the full conjunction activates. This is also Mithuna Sankranti, the beginning of new solar month, which adds extra significance to the energy starting on this day. June 14 and 15 also brings the new moon in Gemini. A new moon is always a moment of new beginnings, new intentions and fresh starts. The biggest new moon of 2026 happening right at the activation of this yoga makes these days particularly powerful for setting intention and starting important new things. From June 17 to June 22 is at the absolute peak. This is when the Sun and Mercury are in their ideal separate Nakshatras positions. Your mental power is at its highest. Your communication is at its most authoritative. Your ability to think strategically and execute with precision is at a level it will not be again for a long time. Now, June 22 is when Mercury moves into Cancer and the window closes. After this, the energy shift and Mercury joins Jupiter and Venus to form the Saraswati Yoga, which I have already covered in a separate video. You can watch that. So, June 22 is the closing of the window and the opening of the next. So, the specific 7 day sprint from June 15 to June 22 is your peak execution window for anything that requires your mind working at its absolute best. Alright, now let me talk about which area of life this yoga most powerfully impacts, because it is not equally powerful for everything. It has specific domains where it shines brightest. For students, particularly those who are preparing for exams in mathematics, commerce, computer science, or logic based subjects, or any competitive examination, this is your window. The Bhadra Yoga specifically gives an edge in logical and analytical examinations. Your memory retention is better during this period. Your ability to think clearly under pressure improves. If you have an important exam or a high stakes academic event, trying to you know trying to time with trying to time it within June 15 to 22 is genuinely beneficial for you. All right. Okay. So next, for businesses and trading professionals, this yoga is excellent for negotiating complex deals, finalizing contracts with complicated terms, and conducting detailed audits or financial analysis. The combination for analytical precision and solar authority means you can communicate complex ideas with unusual clarity. People understand you better and trust your judgment more during this period. If there is a major business negotiation or an important contract you have been waiting to finalize, this window is one of the best of the year for it. Now, for content creators, media professionals, podcasters, marketers, and anyone whose work involves putting ideas into world through words or media, the Sun Mercury combination gives your message what I call a solar authority. Your content feels more credible, your voice carries more weight, your ideas land with more impact. And for anyone launching something new in the digital or technology space, the additional energy for Rahu in Gemini during this period rewards outside the box thinking and unconventional approaches. This is a good window for launching something disruptive or innovation. Okay. Okay. Now let me go through the specific impacts for five signs that feels most important and most powerful. Okay. First is Gemini ascendant. So for Gemini ascendant, Budh Aditya Yoga is happening directly on your first house. Your entire identity gets an upgrade during this period. Your personal authority and your intellectual presence become very visible and compelling. And Jupiter, and because Jupiter is exalted on your second house right now, the intellectual sharpness of this yoga leads directly to your financial opportunity. Audit your personal brand during this window. Launch something that positions you as the primary authority in your field. All right. Okay. Now next we have the Leo. Oh, sorry. So for Leo ascendant, the sun, which is your ruling planet, enters Gemini, which is your 11th house of gains and networks. This means your most influential social contracts and professional networks become particularly accessible during this period. High level mentors and collaborators are more likely to respond positively to you right now. Reconnect with your most powerful and professional contacts during June 15 to 22 and anchor any important business deals or investment conversation. All right. Now, next we have Aries. All right. Now, for Aries, this yoga activates your third house of communication, courage, and self effort. Your communicative confidence surges during this period. If there is a bold pitch, a disruptive contract proposal, or a media launch you have been preparing, deploy it during this window. Your courage to communicate boldly is at its highest position right now. Okay. Next, we have Aquarius. So for Aquarius ascendant, this yoga activates your fifth house of creative intelligence. This is an excellent window for any high stakes creative ventures for any intellectual investment. If you have been considering a significant creative project or an important financial decision related to creative or intellectual assets, June 15 to 22 is very favorable for you. All right. Okay. Now next we have Virgo ascendants. So for Virgo ascendants, the yoga lands on your 10th house of career and professional reputation. Your professional authority reaches at its peak during this window. A logic heavy professional presentation, an executive pitch, or a campaign to secure a promotion or leadership role will have unusual strong energy behind it right now. All right. Okay. So uh, now I always want to give you the full picture, and there is something happening alongside this wonderful Budhaditya yoga that you need to be aware of. There is a combination called Kaper yoga that has been you know active from May 1 through June 29. This involves Mars, Saturn, Sun, and Rahu all in a friction, creating this configuration, and it creates a specific kind of pressure that you need to manage consciously during this same period. That is intelligent Mercury energy is rising running. Okay. The practical signs, okay, that this friction is affecting you are physically heat, fatigue, skin irritation, or that feeling of nervous system being overloaded, mental restlessness, okay, as a racing mind that cannot settle into focus, and a tendency toward impatience that lead you to rush decision that need more care. The sharp fast thinking and that the Budh Aditya yoga is giving you can, if you are not grounded, turn into scattered thinking and impulsive decision. Too much mental speed with too much mental speech sorry too much mental speed without grounding creates confusion rather than clarity. So the guidance for the mid June period is this, that use the sharpness of your mind during this yoga, but do not let that sharpness turn into rushing. Think fast, but decide carefully. right? Okay, now let me give you the specific thing to do this window to fully align with the Budhaditya Yoga and to ground the friction of Kaper combination. Every morning within 1 hour of sunrise, offer water to sun. This is called Arghaya. Use a copper vessel if you have one, and pinch of kumkum or red water on the water. Offer it while facing the rising sun. The practice specifically builds what in astrology we call solar vitality, the stamina to lead, to execute, and to maintain authority without burning out. Now, on Wednesdays mornings, donate green moong dal or fresh spinach to someone in need. Wednesday is Mercury's day, and green foods are Mercury's color. This specific act of generosity on Mercury's days clear communication blocks and claims the mental overactivation that can come from such a high velocity Mercury period. Chant the Buddha Bij mantra every day during this window. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Shah Buddhaya Namaha 108 times daily. This mantra directly sharpens analytical logic and keeps Mercury's energy clear and precise rather than scattered and anxious. You can also chant the Gayatri mantra during this period for overall mental clarity and soul alignment. The Gayatri mantra is connected to the sun, and during a sun Mercury conjunction period, it creates a beautiful harmonizing effect between the two planetary energies. Okay, now June 15, 2026, the day the sun enters Gemini. This specific day is what I call a karmic threshold of the entire window. It is Mithuna Sankranti, a solar month beginning, and it also carries the energy of Somavati Amavasya, which is Monday new moon, a particularly significant moment for clearing ancestral burdens and mental debts. Before you step into the peak intellectual window for June 15 to 22, I want you to use June 15 specifically for one thing, which is clearing. Whatever unfinished conversation, unresolved thoughts, or lingering emotional or mental burdens you are carrying onto this window, consciously address them on June 15. Write them down and release them. Have a conversation have the conversation you have been avoiding. Settle the things that has been sitting in the background of your mind. Because here is the truth about my intellectual yoga. I mean, sorry, any intellectual yoga. A congested mind cannot receive clarity no matter how powerful the planetary combination is. The sharper the knife, the cleaner the surface it needs to cut properly. Clear your mental space on June 15 and then use June 16 through June 22 to execute at the highest level you are capable of. Okay, now let me close with something I genuinely believe. See, we are living in a world where information is everywhere, but genuine clarity is very rare. Where everyone is creating content, but very few things actually communicate with real depth and real authority. Where everyone is thinking fast, but few people are thinking well. The Budh Aditya Yoga and the Bhadra Yoga in June 2026 is a genuine gift for anyone who is serious about using their mind as a tool for building something real. This yoga does not give you intelligence you do not have. What it does is remove the noise that was preventing you from accessing the intelligence you already carry. It clears the fog. It sharpens the lens. It gives you the thinking of confidence of the sun and the precision of Mercury working together at their best. Whatever your goal is during this period, whatever the exam, a negotiation, a creative launch, or a professional conversation that matters, bring your full self to it during June 15 to 22, because the planetary support for your mind to work is at its absolute best, is genuinely there. Use it consciously, execute with precision, and let the window become the turning point you have been looking for. Now, if you want to make free Kundli and birth chart, or as always, visit the Cosmic Dharma website, link in the description down below. And if you want to book a personal consultation with me, you can DM me on Instagram. Just simply DM me on Instagram. I will reply with it, and the Instagram ID will be in the link in the description down below. And if this video helped you, please like it, share it with anyone who needs mental edge right now, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Drop your lagna in the comments below and let me and tell me what your biggest goal is for June 2026. I genuinely want to know. And I have been reading the comments. Thanks for showing me so much love, so much support. Yes, keep commenting your lagna. I will reply. Okay, but until then, think clearly with purpose and let your mind work for you. Jai Shri Ram.